Welcome back to NFL Trending. I'm Roger, and today we're diving into a developing storyline that has quickly become one of the most talked about debates in Cleveland. The Browns are once again in the national spotlight, and this time the attention centers on growing uncertainty inside the organization, uncertainty that has sparked a fresh wave of Shedeur Sanders trade rumors. Fans, analysts, and insiders are buzzing, asking the same question: what exactly is happening in Cleveland, and how did it get to this point? The story surrounding Shedeur Sanders, the young quarterback with a massive spotlight and even bigger expectations, has become one of the NFL's most fascinating narratives. Cleveland drafted Sanders with the vision of grooming him as a franchise quarterback, someone who could bring stability to a position that has seen more inconsistency than any other team in the league over the past 2 decades. Yet the situation today looks far less certain, and the reasons behind the current drama are layered, complex, and shifting by the week. Let's start with the core issue. The Browns' quarterback room continues to feel unsettled. Injury concerns, rotation experiments, and unclear commitments have created tension behind the scenes. Multiple insiders have reported that the coaching staff remains split on how quickly to hand Sanders the keys to the offense. Some believe he's ready now. Others feel he needs time, structure, and patience. And in the NFL, a lack of unified direction often leads to speculation that has now turned into full-blown rumors. Over the past several days, social media has ignited with claims that several teams have quietly reached out to the Browns, gauging what it might take to trade for Shedeur Sanders. While no official confirmation has surfaced, the whispers alone have been enough to spark debate across the league. Would Cleveland actually consider moving their young quarterback? And what would it mean for the franchise if they did? For now, the Browns publicly insist they remain committed to Sanders' development, but the mixed messaging continues to fuel doubt. The most recent comments from team personnel have done little to shut down the rumors. In fact, some statements have raised even more eyebrows. Certain comments about the quarterback competition being fluid or week to week have led fans to question whether the team truly sees Sanders as the future or simply as another option on a long list of temporary fixes. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders himself has kept an impressively calm and composed demeanor throughout all the noise. Sources close to the young quarterback say he's focused on improving, studying the playbook, and proving that he belongs in the NFL. Sanders knows the pressure he's under. He knows the expectations. And he certainly knows that every move he makes, on and off the field, will be dissected. But those close to him say he's blocking out the outside commentary and staying locked in on the work ahead. Still, the trade rumors themselves didn't materialize out of thin air. Some analysts point to the Browns' inconsistent offensive identity as a contributing factor. Others highlight front office impatience. And some believe the team may be quietly evaluating long-term options, depending on how competitive they expect to be over the next few seasons. Another major talking point revolves around whether Sanders' skill set matches the system the Browns currently run. Some believe he fits perfectly, a mobile, accurate quarterback who thrives when the game moves fast. Others argue the scheme lacks the structure needed to support a young passer still adjusting to NFL speed. These differences in philosophy may be feeding into the overall uncertainty. Then, there's the role of public perception. The Sanders name carries weight, attention, and criticism. Every performance, every quote, and every team decision involving him becomes amplified. The Browns understood this when they brought him in, but some are now questioning whether the organization was fully prepared for the spotlight that comes with a Sanders-led storyline. As we look across the league, the idea that another team might pursue Sanders isn't far-fetched. There are several franchises currently searching for their next quarterback. Teams with young offensive-minded coaches, flexible cap space, and a desire to build around an athletic passer. If Cleveland showed even the slightest willingness to pick up the phone, interest would be immediate. But would the Browns actually do it? Most insiders believe trading Sanders at this stage would be highly unlikely unless the team received an overwhelming offer. A package of high draft picks, established starters, or a combination of both would be required. Even then, moving a young quarterback before he's had a legitimate opportunity to grow could be viewed as a massive organizational misstep. For now, the situation remains fluid. What we know is this: the Browns' internal uncertainty is very real, and uncertainty is exactly what generates rumors in today's NFL. The front office faces a difficult path forward. They must decide how to stabilize the quarterback position, how to communicate that vision to the public, and how to support a young player who is trying to carve out his place in the league. If Cleveland stays committed to Sanders, they'll need to eliminate distractions, clarify expectations, and give him the developmental runway he needs. If they don't, and if they continue to send mixed messages, the rumors will only intensify. And in the world of pro football, rumors have a way of becoming reality when a team leaves the door even slightly cracked open. As of now, Shedeur Sanders remains a Cleveland Brown. He remains a developing quarterback with enormous upside. And he remains a central figure in one of the NFL's most intriguing storylines. Whether this unfolds into a breakthrough season or a potential franchise-altering trade remains to be seen. But make no mistake, the entire league is watching. This is Roger with NFL Trending. Stay tuned, because the Browns quarterback saga is far from over.